Welcome, everyone. I see you've already met some of the many beasts we study in this class. Though be advised, none of these creatures should be taken lightly. They are all in their own way dangerous, especially if one does not know how to handle them properly.
Hocam pedim olabilecek mi ya?
Many of you are out of practice. Let's take some time
Tamam
to
hadi bay bay.
review the basics of how to care for a beast, shall we?
İşte bu.
Miss Sweeting,
Hayvan alacağız kendimize.
please assist our new student with the lesson today.
Yes, Professor Howen. Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting.
Poppy.
Don't worry about Professor Howen's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh!
Miss Sweeting, pay attention, please. The tongue of a puffskein can be a slippery devil.
Yes, Professor.
Havan bir şeytan.
You can practice on Gerald. Just keep an eye out for his tongue.
Sen ne yapıyorsun lan?
Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience.
T'ye dokunun ve ardından pis bir üzerine gelin. Pis bir... Bu muymuş fırça? Wow.
That's lovely. I'm sure he feels much better. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some?
Yemeğe
What do
bak.
you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think. I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you.
That's good news. He seems very nice.
Ben de istiyorum.
He is. Kindness is one of his
Bir de
best
Geralt koymuş adını
qualities,
ya.
right after ambition and cleanliness.
Good work, everyone. Now, let's make our way to the pens and select another beast. And please, do be careful as you feed and groom them. Miss Sweeting, why don't you show our new student to the Neasels in the farthest pen?
This way. The Neasels are over here.
Aha. Kedi lan bunlar.
Oh, couple of Neasel whiskers ought to get me a few canuts at least. Enough to buy something from Honeydukes. Stupid thing.
Aa ne diyor oğlum, seni döverim bak. Bak bıyığını çekiyor bak.
Tus peculiar Poppy. Worried about a worthless little rodent.
Her name is Persephone.
Her name is Persephone.
Oo tam dayak atmalık. Dur. Sen gel lan buraya kardeş. Yeni büyüler öğrendim, üstüne deneyim.
Ghost.
Ne oldu lan? Okulu birincisiz oğlum, hayırdır lan? Şu üstümdeki tişört var ya, kaç para biliyorsun? Şu eldivenin kaç para?
Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training. Persephone was onto them instantly. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Neasels just as you did with Gerald. The Neasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I.
It appears our time has come to an end. Please close the pens and see yourselves out. Now, where is our new student? Ah, there you are. I would like a moment, please.
Bu da güzelmiş. Al sen de ye. Sen de ye. Sen de ye. Ha bu ne? Yavru musun lan sen? Al bakalım. Hocam bir dakika, buradaki ne? Ha bunlar şeymiş. Küçük yer. Küçük yer. Buyurun hocam.
Hello, Professor. You wanted to speak with me?
I did. How did you find your first beasts lesson?
Bak ya canavar beni
Wonderful.
sinirlendiriyor.
I believe I'm really going to enjoy this class.
Good. You seem to understand that when beasts are properly controlled, they can play a vital
Kötü
role
karakter
in our
olabiliyoruz ya
lives.
şu oyunda. Çok garip.
Some provide us with magically imbued materials, if cared for correctly, which does not include torturing them for whiskers. Well done, by the way. Probably best to let me handle it next time.
Yes, Professor.
They're nearly as bad as the Savagers in Rookwood's poacher pack. Sadly, we're the ones who suffer.
Gördüğümüz
Stumbling over
elinde
dead
indiriyoruz ya. Bir
beasts.
şey değil.
Terrible waste of resources.
Surely the poachers can be brought to justice by someone. The Ministry, perhaps?
An optimistic idea. Now, why don't we focus on more immediate matters that we can control? Professor Weasley has asked that I prepare some assignments designed to help you catch up to the other fifth years.
Evet,
Be on
alayım
the
görevleri.
lookout for my owl. Meanwhile, I also encourage you to study as many beasts as you can on your own time.
Hey, over here. Come on.
Bakacağız.
Do you need something, Poppy?
Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. You were an augury at noon in the desert.
I certainly hope that's a good thing.
It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. At
Wow.
least that's what we decided it meant.
I couldn't stand there and watch them harm the poor thing.
We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet in the forest.
Kimmiş ya?
You've intrigued me. Very well. Lead the way.
I'd hoped I would.
Gidelim.
I wouldn't take just anyone there. In fact, you're the first.
Really? Well, thank you.
Bir dakika dursana. Benim şeylerim karıştı iyice ya. Burada ne vardı benim? Düzeltememiş bir şey.
As I said, we think alike. Pleasant surprise. Quite the weather we're having, don't you think?
Poppy, where are you taking me?
It really is much better if I just show you.
Madeni kaçırmam abi. Maden önemli.
Don't worry.
Ay taşları
we're
önemli.
there. It's just ahead.
Uçsaydık be Poppy. Sen uçamıyor mu kızım ya? Ne oluyor orada? Bir şeyler zıplıyor bak. Onlar mı diyorsun?
Stand back.
Uçuyor lan. Hadi be. Evciliği bunu evcilleştirmiş. Süpürge devri bitmiştir. Hayırlı uğurlu olsun.
Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent?
Sen bunu nereden buldun?
Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy
Hipogrif.
before you approach them.
Merhaba kuşçuk. At kuş. Kuşat. Helal olsun. Selamı aldı.
I knew it. I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. I come and check on her every once in a while. Bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. You wouldn't know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody.
Çok iyi. Benim olsun bu. Ya da daha güzelleri varsa o da olabilir. Huysuzlandı.
What did you think of Highwing?
I
Bak
thought
beni sinirlendir diyor. Vallahi vuracağım şimdi kendi karakterime vuracağım şimdi ya.
I suspected you two might get along.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest?
Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her.
How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths?
It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a
Bak
few years
ya.
back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next
Biz
time.
varız ablacım, biz
Professor
varız.
Helen mentioned the poachers as well. She seems to imply that we couldn't rely on the ministry to help.
I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. The
Bakan niye bir şey
poachers'
yapmıyor abi?
influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what.
That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something.
Exactly. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing.
I think that's a fine idea. Information is power.
And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe.
You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out?
Oh, very well. I will. I should be going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope.
Baykuşun açık olsun yeter. Oğlum ana görev 8 tane mi? He. O ödül için herhalde. Tamam. Yeni görev mevcut. Şimdi görevlerimize bakalım.
Glad you came.
Hello, Sorona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
Al işte.
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be. Whatever
En
your
son
plans.
maske almıştık.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favor for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion.
Tabii ki de,
And
tabii ki
you
de,
could
tabii ki de.
retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet.
Eh.
Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends.
Ablam eskileri özlemiş.
You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it.
Hemen
You'll
gidiyorum.
find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade.
Uhu! Beyler hoş geldiniz. Ne yapıyorsunuz ya? İyi günler. Merhaba ablacığım. Köpecik. Yapma şöyle şeyler köpecik. Oha! Çok iyiymiş. Adam şeye dönüştü tam. Tak tak tak tak tak. Kimden o konuşan? Yukarıda mısın lan? İn lan aşağı. Ne yapıyorsun orada? Yaklaş yaklaş. O bu gelene kadar. Öldüm bari. Adam aşağı indi am. Adam intihar etti. Dayı niye öyle bir şey yaptın? Neyse. Çok da mühim değil. Senin ölüp ölmemen. Woohoo! En sevdiklerim. Ha bunlar bilmiyor muyuz da böyle siz vuruluyor musunuz diye biliyorum. Yanarken vuruluyorlar. Öyle vurulur mu şerefsiz? Öyle vurulur mu? Ben öyle vurdum mu size hiç? Ben öyle hiç vurdum mu size? Vurmadım. Niye öyle vurdunuz? Cık, istiyormuş sanki. Tüh. Benim o ayları da bulmamız ayları. Yukarıda ne var ya? Merhaba.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Ablam iyi günler. Nasılsınız?
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
Öyledir, öyledir. Çok düşünür insanları.
For your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aiden used to collect Hawklumps for me.
Başınız
Since he
sağ olsun,
died,
başınız
his
sağ
time
olsun.
dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Hawklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Horklump tohumları. Hemen. Yanımda biraz varmış.
Not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The traveling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of
Varmış yanımda varmış ya.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting Hawklumps on his way to see her. He made it home. But I fear
Alırız ablacığım. Hiç sıkıntı değil. Hiç sıkıntı değil. Mağara olur. Diğer dünya başka yerler.
You can gather Hawklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Tamam. Tamamdır.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Ölme lan. Dikkat et lan.
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed. And yet, remain the same.
Teşekkürler Bayan Sprite.
Thank you, Mrs. Brottle.
O mağaradan alıp geliyorum hemen.
I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk clumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Ablam da tarlaya bak nasıl, görüyor musun? Sürüyor ha. Lahana yetiştiriyor ablam.
Bardolph Beaumont
Ay.
turned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Bardolph Beaumont kim ablacığım? Bir de onu bir şey yapayım ben hemen gelmişken.
Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumor is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins in Rockwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem
Ben alırım o riski.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rockwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Tamam, afiyet olsun.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No.
Tamam.
Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive or worse.
Hadi.
I
Ben
can
bir bakayım.
certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself.
Bir bakayım ablacığım.
We'll be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Kusura bakmayın, evleri yağmalıyor gibi olacağım ama biz de ekmeğimizi çıkartıyoruz yani. Adam Bey'im, sizinle konuşabilir miyim?
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did. Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. I'm simply at my wit's end.
How did your
Ne oldu kardeşiniz, anlat abla.
Mungos?
Bardolph had spent the entire day hand-picking herbs and roots for us. When a group of Ranrock's lot appeared and demanded the harvest for themselves, Bardolph refused.
Şerefsizler.
In their anger, they hurled him against the rock and robbed him. The moment he left St. Mungo's, he vowed revenge. I worry he may be dabbling in magic that he will one day regret.
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where, precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last
Ben
I
de iyice
heard,
polet
there
alemdar
were
oldum ha.
loyalists in each camp. I won't go near them.
Why don't you simply leave the area for now?
Upper Hogsfield is my home. Baldolph and I grew up here.
Helal olsun. Helal olsun, işte bu.
We are standing firm. Once my brother returns,
İşte bu.
then we shall decide what to do next.
O zaman ben size biraz para kazandırayım.
Rookwood's advice. I didn't approve of that idea, but perhaps in the end it will help.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury or worse.
Ablacığım sen rahat ol. Bize hiçbir şey olmaz evvelallah.
Not have to live in fear.
Şey yapalım mı?
Madam Beaumont,
Huh.
might I speak with you?
Yes? What about?
Mrs. Sprottle told me a little about your brother's disappearance.
Oh, dear Dorothy. She'd go looking for Bardolph herself if she could.
She mentioned dark magic and even the Ashwinders.
Despite my repeated warnings, Bardolph's been experimenting with dark magic.
Hiç sıkıntı yok, yapabilir. İntikam peşinde bu adam.
He'd get it out of his system and it would gradually stop. But then one day he
Büyük
didn't
ihtimalle
come home.
kaçırdılar adamı.
Is there anything your brother took with him that might help to track him down?
Only his satchel, journal, and a woolen jumper I knitted for him. That's all I can recall.
Could Bardolph have run off?
No, he'd never leave me here alone. He did speak of going to talk.
O zaman evet, bu adamı
That worries me
tutsak almışlar.
almost more than his attempts at mastering dark magic. Rookwood is as dangerous as Ranrock in my opinion.
Abi ikisi de aynı ya, ikisi de aynı ya. Sen rahat ol ablacığım. Ona da ben çözüm atıyorum hemen, el atıyorum.
How kind. I'd be so grateful to learn where he is. I know in my heart he's out there. Do be careful.
Bir sana ben para kazandırayım.
Bardolph, where are you? I'll not give up hope.
Örümcek dişi melez kürkü lan, hiçbir şey de lazım değil ki bana yani. Ben o zaman para kazanayım.
I could
Sen de
always
bunları
go
satarsın.
overseas.
Buyurun. Hiçbiri lazım değil bana.
Thank you for passing through.
Ne demek efendim, ne demek? Yukarıda ne varmış ona bakalım.
It seems as though things are getting worse. Best be on my guard.
Tetikte mi ol? Heh. Biz her zaman tetikteyiz. Hem şunların derdi neymiş bir öğrenelim. Göklerde kartal gibiydim. Gel buraya.
One of Ranrock's camps. Exactly as Madame Bone.
İyi günler diliyorum. Kolay gelsin. Nasılsınız efendim? Nasılsın diyorum sana, cevap ver. Sen bidon. Ne lan? Ne?
One less human to one less human, not quite enough. Ooh, this shouldn't take long.
Evet arkadaşlar, ölümünüze hazır olun. Çünkü birazdan buralar karışacak. Confringo. Evlat ölümüne susamışsın. Bir kalk bakayım şöyle. Adam kalmamış ya. Ne oldu lan velet?
To learn the error of your ways. One camp down. one more
Ablacım
to
buradan
go.
uzak dur, uzak dur.
Rebellion.
Uzak dur, bunlar tehlikeli adamlar, bak bunlar var ya. Adam yiyor bunlar, bak bir yerden var. Lan. Vurmayın lan balta.
Rebellion.
Maden yapıyorlar burada ya, şerefsizler ya. İçeri gireyim bakayım ne varmış. Bir şey de yokmuş. Dayıcım, selamun aleyküm. Nasılsınız? İyi misiniz? İyisinizdir inşallah. Lan kalk ayağa, gel buraya. Ne oldu lan? Gel lan buraya. Ağzına sıçtım. Öyle mi olmuş oğlum? Tak tak tak. Ah benim abim. Ah benim abim. Değil mi lan yine? Lan şunları kullanacaktım, bak kullanamıyorum sürekli.
Both camps cleared. Madame Beaumont will be glad to hear that.
Sevinsin tabi garibim ya. Sevinsin ya. En çok onlar hak ediyor ya.
Rebellion.
Bunu da patlatayım mı? Diron'un mektuplarını tamamla. Diron'un mektup kutusunu bul.
See if I can find that box of letters.
Güm, bat, çat.
That's all the whole clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Daha toplamadım bile. Toplasaydık önce. Balık ne yapıyorsun yahu? Suyun içinden biri çekecek diye çok korkuyorum ben ya. Sarmaşıklar var. Açıl aç. Açıl. Ne oldu? Bize her şeyin çözümü var evlat. Korkup. Korkup. Buraya nasıl düşmüş ya? Şun gidin lan. Patlata patlata gidiyorum ya. Gelin. Oh my goodness bro. Buralar nereler?
Revelio.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Ne kaçacağız oğlum? Vur geç kafasına ya. Tak tak tak. Bir sürü mekanizma var. Şuna bak.
Incendio.
Uhu.
Descendo. Arresto memento.
Can donuyor mu lan? Hiçbir şey olmuyor.
Incendio.
Nereye attın oğlum onu?
Confringo.
Böyle böyle vuracağız. Yapacak bir şey yok. Oha! Kafama taş attı.
Expelliarmus.
Niye taş attın lan? Ben niye bu şey yapıyorum ki ama? Uğraşıyorum zaten. Uy! Bu güçlüymüş ama belli. Seslere bak. Allah'ım Allah'ım.
Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Confringo.
Glacius. Expelliarmus.
Racist. Expelliarmus. Bunları da alayım da. Kendi atarım diyecektim, atamadım. Uhu! Beni böyle yenemezsin evlat. Ben öyle yenecek bir adam mıyım oğlum? Sen iyice de var ya, deli ettin kendini. Yat aşağı yat.
I think they felt that in London.
Bunları da alayım.
Revelio.
Buraya kim getirmiş bu orku ya? Ama güçlüydü yani. Hakkını yemeyelim. Diğer orklara benzemiyor. Sincaplar ne yapıyorsunuz?
Confringo. Revelio.
Bu küçük hediyeyi net tanımımız kesinlikle senin için yaptım. Geçen hafta da Kotik yönetmede benim adıma savunması yaptı. Senin takımda tamam. Uhu. Hı hı hı. Çeviriler tam olmamış mı anlamadım ya. Bazıları çok garip.
I think that's everything. So I should take this box of letters to Serona. She'll be glad to have it back. Revelio.
Bunları almadan mı gidelim ya? Hele bir bak.
Revelio.
Kardeş hoş geldin. Yedin mi yemeğini? Wow, ne yedin? Oğlum ben yanlış yere gelmişim. Neyse.
I'll say it again. Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village from those.
Hello, Serona.
Ablacığım
I
ondan
have
sonra ben
good
kaç tane
news.
troll yendim.
I
Boş
was
ver.
able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hall clumps for her Wiggamel potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw. We could have cheered them on together.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through, well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.